auf geht's weiter.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Na, kennen wir doch, oder?
You know each other. Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me. You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later. Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Ach, hier geht's jetzt so um den...
Warte mal, das war jetzt voll.
Tja, was erzählen wir der? Die Wahrheit?
Rechts würde ich sagen, erstmal.
Ja?
I expected to find you more grief-stricken than this by the death of your husband.
I do not like the tone of your allusion, sir. I had long months to weep every tear in my body, and to accept, if not my fate, at least that of my husband. And so I'm sorry to disappoint you if you're expecting more hysteria and grieving widow in my voice. Rest assured, however, my anger is real. I need to understand. How could this happen in a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
With all due respect, Mrs. Sanders, it was you who sent him to this asylum, not me.
How dare you? What was I supposed to do, detective? Upon seeing such a brilliant mind disintegrate in this way, waking with a start every night with him shrieking in horror, petrified before this accursed painting, unable to look away, until he managed to gouge his eyes out with his own hands. I should have listened to Dr. Fuller, let him intern him months ago. If I am to be condemned, it is because I did not act sooner.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and his sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
So. Naja, gut. Schauen wir uns mal hier ein bisschen um.
Did she really care for him, after all? The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. A house of artists. A house of artists. Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why? He didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. The Shambler. I need to see it.
wahrscheinlich erstmal nochmal was finden müssen.
Ich hatte mal irgendwelche Noten oder sowas.
Du sollst erstmal das Bild anschauen.
Welches Bild?
Na, den Schlurfer. Aber dieses bekannte Buch. Liest du überhaupt mit?
Ja.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in the phonograph.
Hast du so eine Musikwalze gefunden? Für den Fotografen. Ja. Ich glaube richtig.
I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Da ist ja jemand.
Das wird das Schicksal verändern. Das wird wieder was verändern wohl.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to juke, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Geht's nicht? Doch. So,
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Wo ich das jetzt her? Tisch. Ach, das lag hier. Okay, habe ich gar nie gesehen.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Na, den kennen wir doch. durch.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The public entrance to the gallery. The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Riesig schon wieder hier. Ich weiß nicht, wo du anfangen sollst hier. Ah. Das ist ja. Wo ist denn jetzt mein Schrank schon wieder?
What the hell was that?
Ich will in meinen Schrank.
Das läuft noch herum. Schrank. Bringt dir auch nichts. Ja, bist du ein Schrank. Was soll denn da sein? Ist das was? Ja, ich gehe einfach rein. So, toll. Also jetzt die Aufgabe, habe ich gleich mal in der Uni rumgelesen. Hey, ich hab's jetzt nicht gelesen.
Down. Did it hear that?
Was können wir jetzt hier machen sollen? Oh oh. Was soll man jetzt hier machen?
Na, muss ja irgendwo angezeigt werden.
Gut,
Probier es nochmal.
probieren wir es nochmal. Gut. Machen wir hier erstmal einen Cut.